Listen, son, to all the sons out there. You can be anything you want to be. Keep God first and love yourself, love your family, and chase your dreams. Welcome to the Listen Son podcast.
I know we have our little teams as the McKinleys and the Bonds, but it was a point in time we was one team. Money and myself played with the Magic up at Burroughs, Powell League. Big game. You know, I'm pretty sure Uncle Rick and Money had a ritual that they did to get ready for that game. Me and my dad, we got ready for it. Close game, man. Somehow we up 2 points. So I think Money or somebody just hit some key free throws. We got the game won. It's about four or 5 seconds. It's the Pee Wee League. You know, no kid should hit a half-court shot to win the game, but Dominique Jackson somehow hit the shot. 3 quarters, about half court, 3 quarters, and taught me and Money to all the feelings about heartbreak at a young age with sports. And we lost. I think that was a championship game. So we've been through the struggle. We've been through the roots. We've been through the adversity. But shout out to Dominique Jackson for showing me and Money back in the day with the Powell League at Burroughs. You know, the game ain't over till it's over. So with that, we start our episode with the Core 4. My dad, nice to see you again, Pops. Love you, Uncle Rick. Looking good, cool as ever. And then my guy, Diamante McKinley, Money McKinley. Nice to see you too. That story hurt me, man. It still hurt y'all or what?
But let me tell you something. I think I got to correct you, brother. We won at Burroughs. We lost. Yeah, you said it was a heartbreak, and we lost that game at Burroughs. We won a championship. He hit that half court. Well, for Pee Wees, it was half of a half court. He hit that shot, and we won that championship. I got pictures, video. We lost the championship when you and Money led the other little team up at Marshall High School, which we lost to Relief Man. They had a stacked team. Okay. We won that. We won that championship at Burroughs.
We won that one.
Yeah. Now, we won that championship.
So the game I'm thinking of, that was just a regular season game?
No, both of them were championship games. We lost one championship game, and you guys, I don't know if you're older or younger. It might have been the same year. I'm not for sure.
You know, so that 1 year, me and Mike was on different teams. You was on the Magic.
Right.
You had your team. And then we went to the other team. When we was on the same team, we went and lost to Relief.
Okay.
And that was the heartbreak to Relief in the championship.
Okay. The game that Dominique hit that shot, I never forget that, man. I know we was on the losing end. That was because it was such a heartbreak at a young age, man. That goes to show you it doesn't matter at what age, man. The game is not over until it's over.
Yeah, that's what it was. Y'all wasn't on the same team. Well, when he said heartbreak and loss, and he was teaching y'all how, I'm like, wait a minute, now we won that game. Okay, I get. Okay, we're gonna say.
I didn't get a ring, huh, Uncle Rick?
I was like, let me go check this picture again.
At that game, man, I put my video camera up, man. I just knew the game was over. It really did, man. Like I said, it showed you it's never over, man, until it's over. You hit that half court shot, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to Dominique and Dan, another good son duo.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Heard somebody say Relief and Virgil. Shout out to them as well. So speaking of the Powell League, you know, with everything that's going on, I think the Powell League served as a good resource, not only for athletics, but just to see a lot of core quality men outside their duty as an officer or whatever they were doing in the law and criminal justice. We saw them as coaches, referees, and mentors and people, leaders in the community, pillars in the community. What did you guys think a league like Powell did, you know, just back in the day for us?
Well, I'll jump right in on that one, man. That was truly wonderful because not only did it do something for the kids, it did something for the community working with law enforcement. You know, we never really had a steady connection with the law enforcement like that, with everybody in that bigger crowd and bigger group to get together with your children, and you had the police officers coaching your children, interacting with them more than, just having fun. And that's what we're really missing now. It should be some on the south side, it's on the west side, east side, all areas of Milwaukee, all in all areas of the city, with all the centers and stuff. It should have been a power league all over, not just up there at the that particular one, because they knew people that probably was running something on the south side. I'm pretty sure, they could have got that, made that bigger and better. I don't know why, it faded away, but and what is still called PAL now. But I tell you, that was something real special with the parents and the community. And we don't have to be just our community, just, we could have interacted. It should have gotten bigger. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, it made me feel better as a parent, to talk to the police officers and know what positions they held at the police department. And like I said, those are the ones I got really close to. I have all due respect for them now, but it's just still those I got really close to. I think some of them, like I said, are retired now. But yeah, I think it did a great job.
I gotta also agree, man. One of my best friends I had a couple friends that was a cop. Terry Bender, which is the twin sister. Twin sister's dad, Joe Gross. These guys, man. I'm like UD, man. I'm like, I feel bad, man, because I know these guys. They're good guys, man. They were just trying to help the community, and they get a bad rap, but they're good guys. They really are, man. And just taking our sons up there, man, and seeing the respect that we all had with them, and they were trying to, look out for our kids and talking to them, and that was a good league, man. Teach you discipline. They talk to the kids. They just wasn't. They were friendly, man. We need that, like you said, all over. We should have had that, man, and it really should be going on right today.
Exactly.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So with me, I just feel like it was one of the best leagues out there. I mean, even though we was little, I look forward to it every Saturday, and it was fun. I couldn't say too much. I mean, it was like, shoot, waking up, we got a game Saturday, looking forward to the Power League. I get to play with some kids I probably never played with the first time, and then we all became like friends. Like, I mean, everybody I played with, I still know, or I still run into. It's like, dang, remember the Power League? We played Power together. We basically grew up together playing, and it led to other sports. So, I mean, it was definitely a great league, and I feel like they should still definitely bring it back, because nowadays kids definitely need that, because kids don't get that interaction with other kids too much unless it's inside of school, but outside of school, they definitely need it. So
that's true. That's true stuff, Money. And it was also, what it did was, like my dad kind of touched on it, those same people stuck up for us. They knew that they gave us that's a good kid endorsement, to where, we wasn't mishandled, or I know his people, like, he's a good dude. Let me talk to him and things like that. And it usually came with some slogans. It wasn't just sport. It was put hoops up, put guns down, or put the gloves up, put the guns down, or something like that. And it was kind of like lyrics. It was ingrained in our minds to be like, oh, we shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? We say it was more player development stuff that they were doing also than just basketball. And I think that's what we're missing. I remember getting into high school, and the only time you have interactions with the cops with, it was a big game in the city, and they thought it was some violence going to break out, and they got all the cops on the baseline and K9s, and it's like, oh, this was different from how we grew up. You know what I mean? So what do you think has happened because we don't have a league like that no more? What have we seen happen that has really hurt our community?
I'll go in. I'll say now you got the less trust, and people don't look at the cops or anything or have trust in other people. Because outside of that, like the league, instead of just bringing like this us, like Mike or anybody else, like it brought our parents together. So it ain't none of that no more. The kids just out there looking at like, all right, I don't trust this person now. I'm scared of this person, or like they're not able to interact or talk to anybody. So that's one thing, and I basically just think like it's so much. I don't. I can't touch on it. It's so much.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on now. It's so much you can touch on it. I'm gonna pass it.
It's a lack of trust, man. It's a lack of trust. Too much has been done. One of the when Maya was a cheerleader for Tech, and I know you remember this game, y'all.
Yeah.
Bayview played Tech. And I'm talking about, man, it was one of the worst games I ever seen in my life, man, as far as the aftermath. And I'm trying to get Maya out of there, trying to get whoever else was. It was quite a few of us that went to that game. And as the police is trying to escort parents and the kids out, I never seen nothing like it, man. The kids were coming back into the gym to keep the chaos up. And that's when all that started with, so many, a percentage of parents could only come to the game or participants, metal detectors. It was crazy, man. I never seen nothing like that, but it's the lack of authority. It's the lack of trust. Look what's going on now, man. They feel like they got to bring in the federal troops to assist with everything that's going on because of the homicides and just all the violence that's going on. And it's we're missing that. Back in them days, man, like you said, son, those cops knew that Money and Mike and Relique and so on, Dominique, they come from good families, man. And they just reiterated what we was teaching, vice versa. Even though they was cops, they didn't mind us talking to their sons if their sons was doing something that they didn't have no business. It was not, I don't talk to my son like that. You got a lot of that now. I got friends that's in the teaching profession, and they had authorities in their schools. They didn't respect the teachers, didn't respect the principals, and wasn't respecting the officers that they had in schools. And that's why they implement them in the schools to try to keep everything down. And these cops was sometimes, I'm not saying all, but majority of them was trying to, talk to the young men or talk to the young women about, okay, you need to get your grades, you need to go on and do this. But today, man, people is not hearing it, man. They just don't have any trust. Like I said, any trust, and they don't respect the authority. I'm gonna pass it to you, Rick.
You have to catch the kids young to get their trust. We all know when you meet somebody young, you grew them up, and they say, I remember him when I was little, and they're gonna show you a lot of respect as they grow up. But unfortunately, today, compare what's going on right now. What's going on now started, with the police shootings. It probably was always going on. We probably just didn't hear about it, but it got all the notoriety, and it's got so bad that the riots started. And that starts police against the community against the police. And like I said, as far as the kids now, their mentality now is like they don't like the police. That's their mentality, because and back then they didn't have a care in the world because they had something to do, and there was a lot going on. Although we all know this thing had just started. But now that these cell phones, and I'm glad I used to have something to say bad about them, but it's a good thing. It's opening up people's eyes of what's going on as far as people getting shot and how they getting shot. That person really wasn't a bad person. A lot of people and build from there. Like you said, we always still got some good police officers out there. I'm not knocking that. It's just the fact that they got to come in and do something with the kids at a young age. Like I said, y'all grown now. Look how long ago that was. You know, I mean, that was a connection. That was an unbelievable connection. And I see some of the cops right now, and they always ask about money. You know, and I'm pretty sure you do too, Mike. You're always going to ask about your kids. And they're not surprised at how they turned out because they had a touch in that. We raised them, but they had something to say. And when they see them, we just smiled, played basketball, and was glad to have something to do on Saturday mornings. And it was competitive because it's a whole different outlook.
Yeah. And I like the strategic. I know it's probably strategically planned, but I like how it was located. It was located right in. I remember when they got their second building from Burroughs. It was 24th from Burleigh. It was right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm pretty sure that was strategically thought out, but it got you to some communities that you probably wouldn't got to.
Heart of the city.
Yep, heart of the city. So that is a good way for us to talk about. We don't know the man personally. But he said something about what we're actually trying to show in a different light. The Jets owner, Woody Johnson, said he doesn't understand why we want a Black History Month and that he thinks the problem is that Black fathers are not sticking around to be in the home of their families. So first off, I want to let my dad and Uncle Rick have that platform to speak on that because I know that that's a personal agenda that they're trying to get out of people's minds.
Yeah, me, like I said, coming out of the civil rights era, you know, and seeing this and witnesses as like I was a kid then. This guy, you know, for what we've as people, what we went through for over decades and 200 and 300 centuries of violence and slavery and all that, he knows he just was being out of order with his speak. He know why we want it. We want something to salute. Like when you get a better time, you see us having better times now. We still got a long way to go, but things gotten better. But he knows, and for him to say something like that in his position, I wonder how his players feel about it. How's some of the, I know his staff is, the whole staff don't feel like he feel. He's just using his power and talking about stuff that because he got money, Phil could say anything. But me, myself, like I said, I'll tell you and my son, hey, keep your head up, keep going, because this fight is going to take a long time. And if it never stops, you just got to keep fighting it. Because I was watching on cable today. It's called Out of the Darkness. If y'all get a chance, you need to watch that, or some of it, or most of it, not less of it, called Out of the Darkness. It would take you back far as the Egyptian days and let you know where we are, who we was, and how things came to the way it was, slavery and everything else. You need to watch that. Watch Out of the Darkness. That will tell you something. It's amazing. I was gonna turn because I was just looking for a movie, and I got stuck because it reached right into my heart and said, "No, you gonna watch this." Them brothers broke it down. You need to watch it, young man. Trust me. You pass it on.
I agree with Rick. Far as that's why, son, I always told you and any young man that I mentored and the ones I talk to, nephews, anybody I could talk to, you know, that's why you know, it's a personal thing with me. I can name a lot of fathers that's in the household, but you know, those comments just fuel me, man, motivates me, and want to motivate others. You know, that it's not all like that. You know, yeah, I was one that my father wasn't there, but once again, that you know that fueled me, that motivated me, man, and that's what I want you guys to do. if you can, just take care of your responsibility. Hey, you know that they it's always something they're trying to do to discourage us, you know, to get us to think negative, to fuel us, to think negative, to do things that's not rational out here. You know, so if anything, his words should be motivation uh, to prove that he's not right. You know, um, that like once again, that's what they want us to do, man. They want that. Yeah, it's a percentage that fathers not in the household, as far as black fathers. But like I said, I know a lot of black fathers that's been very supportive to their homes, to their kids, to their families, and I also want to. I know we're talking about this point, but I just want to freestyle a little bit. When you got social media these days, there's more things that you can see versus back in the day. Some of these things was happening, we just didn't know they were happening. Going back to when you see things that's happening where the police officers are doing certain things that it didn't need to go that far, and it should have been handled in a different manner, where you're going to have anger. You're going to have anger. You're going to have society not trusting authorities and wanting to, get rid of the police, because how can we trust you when we're seeing this on day after day after day? You're seeing something that that affects our community, and it makes people angry, man.
Yeah.
Very angry, and that's where you're at today.
Money, touch on both sides, man. I know because you're a dad, you know what I mean? So I know that's a personal agenda for you now too. But if you were, like your dad said, if you were a player in that organization, how would you feel, man?
Definitely if I was a player, it definitely would hit me. Just because, as athletes, you're not at home 24/7, and you want to be at home. So for them, it's kind of like, to me, almost like a slap in the face a little bit. So it's like you got to go out there and prove him wrong or other people wrong, and just show them that it's fathers out here that does a great job and that's taking care of their families and doing what they need to do. So like all I gotta say is just basically just let's prove them wrong. I mean, let's all fathers, all black fathers, step up and do what they got to do and get it done. And then what can they say when we do it? Like there's nothing really too much they can say, but like, all right, like, so I mean, I'm just keep it at that.
Yeah, I think a couple things, man. We all are faith based on this podcast, and I'm glad I have memories of going to church with my dad. My mom definitely is the pillar in that my life. Money, I know you, Uncle Rick, the same way. So I always ask God when I'm in a leadership position like that, just give me the wisdom and knowledge to know what I don't know, so that I don't say no stuff like this to come across as hurtful or just plain old ignorant for the comments I make, because that's what it is. I mean, some dudes will argue on the other side that, I had a dad in the house and we never got along, or he wasn't really present. He just was there physically, and that's just as hurtful too. So, like you were saying, man, it's a slap in the face because those dudes spent 7 months. Some dudes are in a bubble right now. Some dudes have to decide, do I opt in to my contract or I opt out to my contract? And it's so much going on. So I don't like about it is anytime players or anytime it's a demonstration, the players get ridiculed left and right for something that they say. But ownership is free reign, and I that's what I don't like, because I think it's as an organization we all have to do our due diligence to enlighten each other on what we don't know, so that we're not putting those messages out there. But Uncle Rick hit it on the head. He knows. My dad hit it on the head. All this stuff has been put out there. But now it should motivate you. If you're not motivated, you know, just like within sports, man, if you're not trying to prove somebody wrong or you're not trying to get to that ultimate goal, I got a hard time lacing them up with you. So I think we touched on that in a good way. But you know, if those comments, man, they should hit you in the heart. So going to dudes who we know had a good opportunity to make some money and put on for some entertainment that we've been lacking. The TBT tournament, and now we got the NBA. We saw some good talent from the Milwaukee, the area that, you know, knowing a lot of those guys that played for the Golden Eagle squad. Once again, you know, what did you guys see, and what type of memories did you have of certain dudes back to when they was in high school or middle school that let you know, like, I'm glad to see that young man still could ball.
The white bikes. I got to jump in right away on that. The white bikes. Man, I was working up at, I'd been hearing about him, but I was working up at King at the time. And, you know, King had a loaded squad too. I mean, I think King took state that year. And this kid came in there and put on such a phenomenal performance, man. And I watched him in a combine when he held Corey Lucius. And I'm like, you know, I always thought Corey, well, he was. I know Corey was a monster on the court. And they was going at it, and I said, boy, he's hanging right with him. But, you know, to see that young man, and he's been through the pros, and, man, he's got to be satisfied. He might not have been as steady as he wanted to be in the NBA, but he was steady enough for a basketball career, and he's seen a little jackpot fade like that. And it's a few other players also that was on that team. I mean, I'm even talking about Diener. Diener was a killer, man. He hit the last second shot. Man, that guy, man, I always looked at him. There was another John Stockton. Man, he was, man, he's come from a family of ballers and coaches and, you know, up there in Fond du Lac. So, you know, wow, it's like I said, I right off the top of my head, I got to think about the white bikes.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Rick. Man, back in those days, man, when our kids was coming up in PAL, man, you seen, you know, Corey Lucius, Jerry Smith. You know, that's all you was hearing about these guys, and a few more others that was pretty good. Then all of a sudden, man, I hear about this young man, the white bikes. I seen him a lot too because, like I said, Maya went to Tech, and by her being a cheerleader, me and MJ was there a lot, and just seeing him, man, you knew he was gonna be something special. So seeing him now, man, and like you said, watching him play against them guys, Corey Lucius now, you can't take nothing away from them. Because I always when I seen Corey, I say Corey's going to the league, man. He's going to the league. It's nothing, man, you could do with that young man, man. These dudes were young in the league. But Bikes, man, I seen him later, and in high school, man, he just was the man. He just was the man, man. He could hold his own, man. He was putting up numbers. He was good, man. And like you said, I watched him in the combine, and then, you know, watching him in the league, and I'm so proud. I'm proud. And then Diener, like you said, I watched Diener and knew Diener was going to be something special. He come from a special family, you know. They were a basketball family, man, you know. So I've seen him do big things. So I'm proud. I'm proud for all these young men, man. But especially those young men.
But yeah, I mean, that team there was just basically just real even. I'll say it's a real good put together team. I don't feel like, I mean, of course, you know, your standouts gonna be there, like DJO, the White Bikes, Diener, Elgin, who's from here too. But like, you know, it was a good team. They just in that whole tournament, like the year before, you know, they got the championship game, they didn't make it, and then they just added some more pieces this year, which got them over that hump. Just watching them, it was just good because it was good basketball. You actually got to see, like, a team and not just like, oh, it's put together team and they just like out there just playing. So that's what I liked about it. It was definitely good competition throughout the TBT. I just give my hat up to them because they did fall hard because nobody had no strategy like them in that tournament, and that's how I think they got them over the hump. I don't think I really had anybody that just stood out to me on that Marquette team just because they was all collectively like there, but like person who stood out to me in the tournament was just Joe Johnson because he was the man in there, but it was definitely some good basketball, and I was just happy just to see it back on though. So
yeah, for me, I mean, we got called out in episode I think 5 for not being aggressive enough and not just taking games over, which we definitely can see that. You know what I mean? But Jarvis Williams, I know Jarvis played with some teams, with the Spartans, even at Tech, where he was not the first, probably second, or even third option. But just to see him still bounce around from Green Bay to Minnesota State, even get the opportunity with the Golden Eagles here for the TBT tournament, and he has some good buckets down the stretch, played some good defense, showed his length. I think it just goes to show that you can still be that silent killer and grind and get opportunities, whatever sport you play. It goes back to going to the gym and working on your craft. And, he does have some good size, some good length. But it was just good to see. Jarvis was always quiet to me, and things like that. So it's good to see him have success. And I will echo what my dad and Uncle Rick is saying, because on that Bayview team, it was only 2 dudes. I'm not checking away from the other 9 or 10 that practiced with Bayview, but Shane Woods and Dwight Bice, you knew was going to put up Kyrie and LeBron numbers is 41 and 41 each night, and it's just a matter of what you was going to do on the perimeter to stop them, and you couldn't. Like, Dwight was, 6-something, 6'1", 6'2", do it all. Shane 5'8", 5'7", maybe, and you couldn't stop him from knocking down the tray ball. So what that really showed me too, man, is if you can go, you can go. You just gotta give your team an opportunity to play. And it's the same with when Juno was around. The Petty brothers, they did some good stuff. Tyree and his brother Perry. So it's been teams that were stacked, but then there's been teams that only had a couple dudes, man, and them dudes went. They went in for hard every weekend. Going back to Powell, that's what Powell did, man. It showed so much talent. Went on to high school, went on to middle school, and they panned out. So good. And I know we all got our thoughts about the NBA. We shared that, but I know we're excited, so we're just going to let that unfold, let it see what it do. But I know we all excited about that, I can tell. So we got our first question. We have been doing a good job of being vulnerable, but I guess they want us to be more vulnerable. I see how you dudes handle this, but we got a question. What's the male equivalent to flowers? So if you wanted a gift, something that you've been thought of, or I know my dad and Uncle Rick, I know they better be only getting flowers from one source. I already know that. Myself, money, we know this, but you get what is equivalent to flowers? What will make you smile on any given day? If you got this gift from somebody that was thinking of you. What's the male equivalent to flowers?
Wow, that's a tough one. That is really a tough one, because I had a lot of things out there, but respect. Respect your family. Respect who deserves respect. Because you give respect, you get respect. And work hard at what you do and be the best at what you can do.
About you, Bob? You had a tough day, or you just want to know you've been thought of. What is it? Baked goods, clothes. What is it? Some shades? What you got? Is it a moral quality like Uncle Rick said? Respect? What is it?
Yeah, man. All that extra. Like shades. A gift. Quite naturally, that's nice. We love that. But in my case, I'm going more like Rick. I'm going honesty, man. I'm going like I know they might be looking for a gift or something for an answer, but you know, I'm honesty, man, trustworthy, things like that. That's what I think more of right now in my lifetime. You know what I mean? Just that takes you a long way, man. You know what I mean? Um, the exchange of flowers and gifts and things like that not could be going on too much, but that's always appreciative and that's always lovely. But just honesty and loyalty and trust.
Yeah, if it's on me, I mean, you know me, I'm gonna say gifts. No.
You know,
Oh,
the viewers gonna chew us out money. We gotta hold it down. They're gonna say, look at the difference in age group and answer.
Yeah.
Let's go,
Because I know the
man.
big
Let's do it.
Yeah, but no, outside of that, it's just really like my dad said, just respect and just me. It's really just feeling appreciated. Just simple, just like a thank you or something like that to go a long way. It really don't have to be the gifts. It just made me feel like what I'm doing is appreciated, and that's my thing for flowers. Because I mean, I don't want no flowers. The gifts always ain't gonna always put a smile on my face, but as long as I know that I'm doing a good job, like as a man or in the household, that'll definitely make me feel good. So that's my answer for it.
I'll bring it home for us. Like you do not, I don't think for any one of us, you ain't got to stand out in the cold to get us the new Jordans when they coming out overnight. We don't want the newest game. You ain't got to be spending 500, 600 on the Xbox. We not them dudes. Like my people's already said, man. Some of the quality things: respect, peace and quiet, appreciation, thank yous. For me, it's if I have an interest. Like coaching right now is my interest. And I'm telling you something about what I'm doing with coaching and you show interest, or I like a certain sports team and you just watch the game with me or something like that, that goes a long way for me because I'm knowing that you trying to engulf yourself and immerse yourself in what I enjoy and what I like. And that's always cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to turn you to one of the homies, nothing like that, but just so interested in what I got going on. That's pretty much it. So I think we did good. I think they was probably looking for some of them answers, but I guess we too intellectual for them.
I know they wanted me to say the I just didn't want to say it, man, but I know they expected me to say the S550 Benzo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But once you had that stuff, man, to be honest with you, I was told once, and this is a true statement, if you want something bad enough and you go get it, and once you get it and you had it, it don't mean as much as it. Don't get me wrong, it's appreciative, but it just don't mean as much as the first time you got it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you come to me, son, and say, I really want to buy this Escalade, but then I also want to buy a Chevy pickup truck, GMC truck. I'm going to ask you, which one do you want the most? So I break down everything else, but which one do you really want? But if you go and get something that and this applies to anything in life, you go get something that I really want the Escalade, but I go get the GMC, you're never going to be satisfied because you're going to always wish you would have got the Escalade. So once you and met your goal, whatever it is, it could be a house, it could be whatever. But once you experienced that and had that, not saying that you won't want it again, but it won't be as like it was the first time. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah, just value life. Just value life, because all the material things you can get there.
Yeah,
it's a bunch of gifts. It's a bunch of gifts I can call out. But hey, let me be healthy and value life, and that'll roll right along with it. I won't put that first. But hey, don't get me wrong. I accept them gifts.
Yes. See, son. You know, we not saying that we old, son, but you know, right now, our health is our wealth. Peace and quietness and getting along, and that's our flowers. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Stress free, you know, things like that. You know what I'm saying?
That's stress free. That's that one. But yeah, I know they was expecting us when you say the Balenciagas and stuff like that. Yeah. So listen, y'all obviously see the shirts. So you know, go and support us, man. Got the fine print on. Trying to be professional out here. Once again, you know where to find us. Listen Son Podcast. Hit us up on listenson414@gmail.com. Seriously, man, it's a lot of our guys, man. They going through some stuff. We're gonna touch on some next week that we seen happen in Detroit. We seen happening in Chicago, Atlanta, and we got to be better with our decision making. And that's hopefully what you're getting here is just some gems to help you be wise and encouraged in all aspects of life. And my Uncle Rick, he put this on us, man. He said, "Look, man, we're gonna spin it. We've been doing a Listen Son. Uncle Rick, what you want today? You want the what?
Listen, Father.
He want the listen. He want the listen, Father, today. So hey, money, you gotta bring us home, man. We have to show up in the way that we always do, man, with some listen and words of encouragement. So it's on you, my brother.
Sit back in my throne. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So we got the listen, Father. Basically, for me, it's the appreciate the Father moment. It's always, Dad, I always appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for everything that you've done. Without you, I don't think I could be the man that I am today. So I appreciate that definitely, because you continue to help me grow as a man and a father. And I couldn't ask for anything more than that. I want to say thank you for everything, from just being there for me from day one, from dropping me off at kindergarten. Always, you know, you did a lot for me, and that's what a father is supposed to do. And I thank you for that. And you still continue to do the great things that you do. So thank you. I love you.
One love. Thanks once again, my fraternity and sorority of listeners of Listen Son Podcast. Please, women and men, please like, subscribe, and share. Continue to support our goals to connect untold special real-life stories.